So, character controls like a little bit after this text box, but to make it easier to start timing at this text box. So I will give a countdown in 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go!
Alright, so in this first screen here, we need money. We're gonna beat up little girls for money. We need to get 300 monies. So, if we get any donations, just, you know, pop in and say, hey, we have money, and, I will shut up, because there's a lot to explain in this game, and I will also just kind of pop over and say, hey, there's, like, nothing going on right now, there's a couple bosses later on where there's nothing going on. But anyway, first here, we need 300 money, because we need to buy a weapon in the next area. Because working designs change #1. Yes, working designs localized this game. Working designs change #1. They changed all of the prices of the items in the game. Of all the weapons, especially. So, in this version, the weapon we need is only 300 money. In the Japanese version, it's 900 money, because all level 6 weapons are 900 money in that version. In the English version, they scaled it to what they thought was, like, the strength of the weapon, so the super shooty laser thingy is a lot of money, and the weak bullet homing thingy is not a lot of money. But hey, guess what? The weak bullet homing thingy is the best weapon in the game. Because of working designs change #2, they changed the way weapons work in this game. When you shoot your weapon, it drains your mana. That does not happen in the Japanese version. So you might notice the enemies here are like color-coded, kind of. There's red and there's blue, or, you know, pink. That's because this system, if you know of Ikaruga, this is kind of where that dual attribute system was introduced, where you do damage and take damage from the opposite attribute than you're shooting or getting shot at from. So you want to shoot blue stuff with red and shoot red stuff with blue. This is the secret shop. We're going to buy the level 6 Sarosa here. Working designs change #3. They changed a bunch of the names in the game to avoid religious references. All of the weapons are actually named after the 7 deadly sins, and they just kind of translated the katakana as, like, straight up. Alright, so working designs change #4. This is related to the weapons thing again. You can absorb mana from enemies and regain your own. For most enemies, there's a few bosses that don't let you do that. Can't do that in the Japanese version.
On, baby!
Enemy power status.
That was a boss, by the way. He goes down pretty quickly.
Enemy power status critical.
So, that was pretty good. You kind of want the reflect of the Gatling gun to, knock it off the ledge as well, but that works too. Yeah, Working Designs was known for changing their games a lot. Either putting in pop culture references or making the games harder. Because remember, this is the era of preventing, you know, when they're trying to prevent people from just renting games and beating them in a weekend and returning them right away or something.
Enemy power status critical.
That was a boss, by the way. The first bosses are very easy because they expect you to have a level 1 weapon.
I did it!
And I have a level 6 weapon.
Do your best, and I'll see you again soon. Yes.
Alright, so stage 2 here.
Warning system.
We're going to be using the
activated.
crouch dash a lot. Makes you go fast. This is the fastest form of movement for any movement longer than I think it's like 2 screens. Something like that. So most of the enemies here are going to be of the Solat type Mirage type rather. I'm gonna shoot them with Silver afterwards. Come on, come back. Thank you. This is normal screen clearing stuff, so if there's any words you would like to say, Oglib, before I hit the next boss, go ahead. You got like 5 seconds.
Alright, just want to remind everybody that are watching, Bring 'em Over 3, an online marathon aimed at raising money to bring Becca, Ohan, and Prissy to AGDQ 2020. Those 3 speedrunners will be participating in the Mega Man 4 through 6 relay. So we're raising money to help out with their expenses to get over there.
Right, yeah. This marathon's great for getting some help with those foreign runners so they can come over and show their skills off. So that boss was Nardo, Samurai Security Nardo. We just reflect his first attack and punch him in the corner. And got the dash glitch there. You're supposed to walk into this cutscene, but if you hit the, like, line for the cutscene at a certain pixel, you end up dashing instead. Alright, so this is Zohar, and they are the first boss that is going to be both elements like we are, and also we cannot absorb spirit from them, but that doesn't matter because we're using the best weapon in the game. So we're just going to pound him in the corner here. That was easy. So we got a little bit of a screen block here. Hopefully these enemies jump up quickly. Hopefully. Hopefully. There's one. This is entirely random as far as I know. Sometimes they all jump up at once and sometimes they just kind of hang out here for a little bit. Yeah, that one change they made in Vi. I have not played Vi yet. I do own it though. It's a Sega CD RPG, I think, by that Working Designs localized. They changed one of the things to be like you have to wear these masks when there's this fairy with you because it farts, and if you don't wear the masks, you'll die and get a game over. Yeah, Zohar just likes to show off like that. So there's another walker there. We just push it off the edge of the train. That was the first walker like push that I found in this game. And it turns out you can go to every single walker fight. Come on. There we go. So that was Goliath. I didn't think of his name for a second there. That was Goliath. He's strong like ox and he will smash you like tiny puppy. The worst thing he can do is he can do all those. He has invincibility frames when he's flexing, and he can also jump back onto his truck and start throwing things at you. You can damage him by reflecting the stuff back at him, but it's really hard to hit and just annoying in general. Okay, so here's the first like major RNG boss in the game. It's the giant gun. Shoot that one. So I'm gonna shoot the blue bullets so they don't load up, so I can just sort of hang out here and reflect the pink ones back.
Enemy power status critical.
Alright, that's good. Let's see if we can get it in 2 rounds here. Maybe. Depends on what these shots are. I think the different like people types are different shot types. I haven't written down like which one's which though. There we go, that's good. 2-round gun's always good. And now for the best boss in the game. It's a cat girl tentacle fish. She likes flowers very much, and she wants you to buy her flowers. Also, her leg itches. I don't know where her leg is though. So, you want to be hitting the tentacles on her. Those do 40 damage every time you destroy one.
Enemy power status critical.
Her body does not take damage at all. She's gonna be mean and dive on me. Come on.
Power
Alright, I'm
status
already at critical
critical.
power status. That's cool. I do want to die at one point in the game. And once I kill these two tentacles, she'll be done. Stand right here. And she has to come back into view, of course. She really wants us to buy her flowers, but we don't purchase flora from giant homicidal flying fish. Alright, and that's area 2. So Oglin, how do you like this game? Have you seen this game before? I don't remember if you've watched this in other marathons or anything.
I have never seen this game before, and it is way too anime for me already. I saw that boss and I was very confused is maybe the best way to say it.
I enjoy. This game is very solid. It is quite difficult. If you don't know like the speedrun strats, I've had multiple people come up to me and say, or like online, and just say, "Hey, I watched your speedrun and I was finally able to beat this game." Because without the the secret weapons, you're spending a lot more time on the enemies and bosses and such. There are pretty easy strategies to defeat all the bosses. You can just drain their spirit most of the time, then they can't attack you. But I highly recommend this game to anybody. There's this version if you want to play it in English. This is the only version on PlayStation 1. If you don't care about story, there is a Saturn version, Japanese version, that has better graphics and better sound because Saturn. And that was the first version released, actually. And
Caution, power status.
as the other two main speedrunners of this game will say, that this version is a kusoge, and the Japanese version is much superior. I personally prefer this version because I'm used to the way it works. But I do have to admit the Saturn version is a lot nicer looking and it's nicer sounding as well. The other two speedrunners of this game being Chaos42666, he's the world record holder, and Shentok, who only runs a Saturn version. There's different categories of this game. This is the any % US category because it's on the US version. There's any % JP. Oop, come on, Pablo. We're gonna stand like there. I went too fast. Any % JP, which is Japanese version, either version. Most people run on Saturn for that. And there's the meme category called All Paths, which is it might be a US only thing. I forget if there's if anything unlocks in the Japanese version if you beat all the paths in the PS1 version. But that's just basically 4 runs through the game, getting all the quote-unquote endings.
Enemy power status.
Oh, he just went to the corner by himself. What a good dog. So Pablo here, he turns into a werewolf and attacks you. You want to grab him, punch him into the right corner, and he forgets how to boss. My input got eaten on the save screen there. So here's the next super kind of anime boss. I hope you like screechy voices. Because this is the smiley face from, we'll say heck. Where are you? Where are you? Where'd you go? There he is. So, what we do here is we need to change the smiley face to either red or blue by shooting it, and then the body will appear. We choose blue because the red side has a homing missile that is very annoying and can juggle you, because you don't have a lot of iframes yourself. So, don't ask me to explain the plot of this game, I don't understand it. Past, you're the messenger of justice or maybe destruction, and the world kind of blew up when there was some experiment and turned everybody into one of the two attributes, and now they're at war with each other to see who's stronger, and we're trying to fix that and change Earth back to the way it was. Maybe. Anyway, here's Zohar again.
I wonder how many seconds you'll last this time.
Get that in the corner. Come back.
Reflector!
They turn too crazy. Come So the two different halves of Zohar, one is more with long-range attacks, and one is short-range attacks. This is the long-range one. They have guns. The other one is a sword. Now, I'm just gonna shoot you, because you're almost dead anyway. There we go. Nope. Just like the first fight with Zohar, you only have to get them down to half health, half HP bar, and then they peace out. Ah, yes, I understand completely. Doesn't understand anything at all. Yeah, I don't really get the plot of this game either. Everybody's trying to stop you because they don't want the world changed back to normal, and they think you're gonna, like, blow up the world and destroy everything or something. Spoilers, it's true, you're actually a bomb. You find that out at the end of the game, that you're, like, a bomb or something. Treasure games have interesting plots in general, I think. Inputs, thank you. I might need a new controller. I've been using this controller for a few years now. So, this is a side-scrolling boss. So this is a perfect time to start throwing your money at the stream and get your donations read on air, because I'm not going to have a lot to say after this boss starts.
Yes, get your money in right now. We're still looking for that $30 for the extra super chilled mode run of streamers. We also have a bid war just ripe for the taking for the Mario Kart 64 character. You can bid between Peach, Toad, or Yoshi. So if you have any preferences, like, I don't know, Toad, you can go ahead and get your money in right now for that.
Toad. I agree, Toad. He's the best. So this boss basically is an auto-scroller boss. Every certain thresholds of HP, the card's going to turn. It needs to do, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 segments if you're doing it, just doing damage to the boss every time and not kind of timing them out. You hit his hands. That's about it.
Power status critical.
I still haven't died yet, so I gotta remember to die before a certain point in the game. I don't want to die too early, because then I have a chance of, like, dying more than I should.
Enemy power status critical.
We get more? We got 6 HP. Sometimes he gets, he's not invincible during the transitions, and you can do a little bit extra damage to him. It just saves a little bit of time. Somehow you can save time with side scroll. Here we're gonna pause, because if you keep shooting him there and the car's going over that hump, he's invincible, because it needs to go over that hump to kind of trigger the flag of, hey, this car's not gonna turn anymore. This is the last segment of the area. And we destroyed the car, and we're gonna go through this building here.
I love the snooty guy that's in the car.
Oh, we'll
He's
see
my
more.
favorite.
We'll see more of him later. He's
Caution,
great.
power
good.
status critical.
All right, time to be slightly careful here, because I can soft lock the game in this screen. We thought it was a Japanese only thing, but then Chaos made a boo-boo and soft locked the game on this screen in the US version. And it's like, oh, we can solve it. We just make sure every enemy spawns in, and we kill them all. They don't run off screen. All right, we're good. Basically, an enemy somehow gets out of bounds, but is still in memory, and you can't hit them. So the screen transition never happens. I keep getting my inputs
Caution,
eaten
power
today.
status critical.
Controller's hungry. Alright, so here's Faust. He's a Shadow Master. It's pretty easy, honestly. Let's see what thing he gives us though. We'll stay on this side.
Enemy power
Nope,
status.
not gonna attack. You're just gonna jump? Okay, fine. If he does the giant laser beam, that's a good place to die, because you can shoot him while it's shooting you. Just have to be careful to not get shot by his attacks when you're on your other side, when you're on your silhouette side. Because, like I was saying about the
Caution,
whole absorbing
power
thing
status
with the
critical.
mana, If you take damage from the same element and your mana drains all the way down to 0, then you lose your active weapon and it refills your mana. Come here. Oh, missed it. So you want to juggle this boss here. And hope that she doesn't take like the flinching there, because that just kind of wastes the juggle a little bit. Can we get her down to 0? Yes, we did. Cool. That was a very good slot boss. You can do like only one slot pull, I think, is possible. Punch her a little bit too far. Just gonna get up and walk over to the middle here. So you want to juggle that boss so that she just kind of doesn't do the slots, basically, because when she's pulling the slot machine and it's rolling, she's invulnerable.
Power status.
So here's your
critical.
favorite character again, Oglib. He's sitting in the back there. And again, this is a perfect time to start throwing your money at the stream, because we're going to be here for about 3 minutes, 3-4 minutes or so, punching enemies into soup. To explain this boss, you need to punch the enemies into the soup so that it turns purple or blue almost, and the boss is going to sniff the bubbles that come out of the soup and take 8 damage each time. If he sniffs a pink bubble or multiple pink bubbles, he will gain spirit, and at 100 spirit he will fire a giant nose laser beam at you. And that's this boss. We're gonna be here for a bit. I hope you like Power Punch.
Just want to remind everybody you are watching Bring 'em Over 3, an online marathon aimed at raising money to help speedrunners Becco, Ohan, and Prissy make AGDQ 2020. Becco and Ohan, expert speedrunners from Japan, and Prissy in the top 15. All three of those runners will be participating in the Mega Man 406 weekend. So raising money to help all those international runners make it over.
Looks like you're doing really well right now. He was doing a lot of sniffs at the start there, so he's already down to 44 HP. And of course now he's just screaming that he wants more, instead of actually sniffing the bubbles.
Enemy power status.
Oh dear Lord, that's terrible. Excellent.
So he is at almost half mana bar. So how did he get that many pink bubbles? This has been pretty consistent with guys on this side.
Terrible.
Of course, the more pink bubbles he inhales, the more spirit he gains, because that's fair, right? He can inhale like 5 purple bubbles and only still take 8 damage, but he inhales like 3 pink bubbles and gets a ton of spirit.
I underestimated
That was
the power
pretty
of soup.
smooth for Soup Boss.
I did it!
Never underestimate the power of soup, by the way.
I'm really thinking about getting some soup.
Yeah.
This run,
What's your favorite kind of soup?
I'm a real straightforward, like, chicken noodle kind of guy. I keep it easy.
Chicken
Caution,
noodle is,
power
especially when it's
status
made well, and it's like they got the right ratio of noodles to chicken to veggies
Oh,
to
yeah.
soup. I've been pretty good. There's a Panera Bread by my workplace. Even though it's expensive, I've kind of been eating their like creamy chicken rice soup is very good.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, wow, that was my best soup boss ever. That's cool.
Caution. Power status. Critical.
Of course, you know, during marathons, when I'm not making a local recording, it's like my best soup boss ever. Thanks. So, Bug is that guy that's been taking us between areas, by the way. he took us to this area here, and here's this two-headed goat sheep snake thing. These giant monster things are actually called guardian angels, and they're like the ultimate life forms of the system. I still need to die, so I need to remember to die here in this stage.
Sorry about this. Nothing personal.
Alright.
Caution. Power status critical.
So in this stage, all of the enemies are neutral, except for these like blue and red guys. The bosses are all neutral.
Reflector!
Enemy power status critical.
Alright, that was a good spider boss. Neutral means you have to reflect shots at them. You can't damage them with actually shooting at them. And now here is my least favorite boss of the game. If you notice, I changed my weapon to the level 1 weapon. That's just in case I take a lot of neutral damage, because neutral damage does both HP and mana damage to you.
Witness our power, microbe!
So this boss is where runs die.
Attribute wave.
Okay, just
Red ram.
start off like that, that's cool.
Reflector! Red ram, red ram. Damage. Reflector! Reflector! Attribute
he-
wave.
What do you call it?
Red ram.
Iframed.
Reflector! Red ram. Reflector! Red ram. Red ram. Reflector!
Come on,
Red ram.
come on. No, get
Red
down,
ram.
come down here.
Red ram.
Or stay still.
Red ram.
Basically I have to reflect
Red
shots
ram.
at this guy. Or I can do that. I did find out that I can
Enemy
hold
power
him,
Red ram. Red ram.
and his friends do damage at him. Because
Red ram.
I don't know
Red
why.
ram.
It's some
Red ram.
coding
Red ram.
thing
Red
with
ram. Damage.
the way the shots work, I guess. Alright, come on.
Red ram. Red ram.
One more shot.
Red
He's
ram.
at 4
Red
HP.
ram. Red ram. Red ram. Red ram.
There we go. Don't iframe, thank you. I still need to die. I need to die
Power
on the next
depleted.
boss.
Initiate self-destruct mode.
Yeah, Fa is so good. That was a decent robot fight. Not the best, but decent. Yeah, he shouts Red Rum over and over
Caution.
again because he
Power
wants to
status
Red Rum you.
critical.
Alright, I'm at low HP, which is good. So this next boss, this is actually when I was a kid and I first played this game, I had run out of you have 10 continues per save file. I had run out of continues by this point. I had low HP. I had no chance of beating the game. So I had to start like all completely over. Because again, yeah, this game is quite difficult. So mash the text here. This is another boss when you need to bring down to 500 HP. And I'm gonna hope it doesn't.
Jumping hand.
Okay.
Get away! Get away! Watch
There we go. That's perfect.
Messenger program
Burning
initiated.
arrow! Burning arrow!
Now we can go back to business here and just shoot until he dies.
Watch this! Burning arrow!
Okay. He didn't throw a bunch of roses at him. Be really careful when he throws roses because roses are neutral damage.
Burning arrow!
And one of his counters to being grabbed is just throw roses in your face.
Burning arrow! Surprise! Watch this! Get away! Get away! Get away! Get away! Get away! Watch this!
Okay, cool. I didn't mention this before, but with this weapon, I want to stay over 200 spirit, because if I'm under 200 spirit, the auto fire stops working. It doesn't do anymore. Because I'm just holding down the square button to shoot stuff. I don't want to mash the square button, because mashing sucks. Alright, so the reason we died is to skip the Reaper. The Reaper is a bonus boss in the PS1 version. If you haven't died up through beating Megiddo there, you get sent to his extra dimension, and you have to answer questions to avoid him, or you fight him. And it just takes shorter time to die than it does to... I didn't jump there. It takes a shorter time to die than it does to answer his first question wrong, basically. Alright. So there's two walkers here. There's a slow one and a fast one. Oh, the camera keeps shifting, that's why I'm not like pushing it off the edge. Come on. Thank you. Alright. The camera is having a field day right now. Because the walkers are so far apart. Okay, yeah, shoot that enemy there. That's perfectly fine. So I killed the slow one first. What you really want to do is you want to get them both on the same side of the screen here. So you can just kind of punch them both off at the same time. And look on the reflector here, should do it. I'm probably going to die, I'll say one more time, I think. Just because the way my HP is and the next bosses are, that's what my gut feeling is. Now, if I die more than one more time, I'll donate $5. No, if I die more than one more time, I'll donate $10. And I'm just gonna donate $5 at the end of this run. We'll say that. So double my donation at the end of this run if I die more than once. From here on out. Did I get it? Yes. I didn't think I advanced the screen far enough because it kind of hung there for a second. Okay, so upcoming boss here. I suppose my spirit was like at 300, and I'm like, wait, wasn't it kind of low? Because I had a small. I guess I picked an item up. I got a little bit scared there. I'm like, did I hit 0 spirit and absorb my weapon? Because that would really stink if it did. But no, I guess I just picked up some items, or maybe I sucked the spirit from those enemies. I wasn't paying attention. I was doing math in my head. Anyway, this is Gargantuan. He's ravenous, by the way. He has grabby hands, and you want to lure the enemies to his grabby hands. And he'll eat them. And you want to do the opposite side of what his wing color is. So right now I'm just making sure he hits pink enemies instead of the blue ones. Enemies tend to follow you around, so you want to lead them to the grabby hands. Come on, grab it. Okay, we're just gonna do 3 then. That's fine. Nope, please don't grab that. We need to eat 7, and he's compacting, so he's not going to grab anything right now.
Power status critical.
I got juggled. Alright, so here he is, he's pink. They say he needs to eat 10 enemies of the opposite color to die, and the fastest you can do this is in 3 rounds. So getting 3 on the first round, you can eat 4 at one time. Getting 3 on the first round is fine as long as we get at least 4 in one of the next rounds here. So come on. There can only be 3 enemies on the screen at once, and it's random which kinds drop. Alright, so there's 4, so we're good. Wow, it's being really nice with the enemy RNG here. I'm dropping the, like, correct types that I need. Just get away from him, Squish!
Enemy power status critical.
Alright, so he needs to grab 3 pink enemies, and he'll be done. Come on. Grab your hands. Please pick one. He's like, I don't know which one looks tastier. This one or the other one. So he's gonna grab one of these. Come on. Come on. Grab it. Okay, we're good. We can just start killing enemies now, because he has 3. You can kill the enemies in his hands up until they start spinning. Once they start spinning, then you can't kill them. Basically just kind of killing stuff to kind of try to reduce the lag. And there we go. Oh look, it's Zohar again. He plays with his food. Yeah, he kind of does.
Caution, power status critical.
Alright, so this is Zohar here. This time we actually do need to bring their HP all the way down to 0. This is a path split in the game.
Get away from me!
If you time out the timer instead of defeating Zohar, you get shoved on what I like to call the easy path in the game, because the next boss is going to be a lot easier. And you can't get the true ending of the game if you do that. Alright. That was a sub 30 second Zohar, which is really good. Of course, if you're doing an all paths run, then that is required at some point to quote unquote lose
Caution,
against
power
Zohar. You
status
do that
critical.
twice. So it turns out this whole time Zohar is also a guardian angel, and they've just had their power shackled to give them like free thought or something, and now they're unshackling their power to, you know, destroy us. So this boss is just a giant damage sponge. You saw they have 5,000 HP. I have 6 HP left. Alright, that's one death.
Messenger program initialized.
We'll see if I get another one. So this is the point in the game where you start noticing how annoying it is that your weapons take your spirit away when you use them. Because you cannot drain mana from Zohar. And if you're using, like, a giant laser weapon or anything else that takes a lot of spirit, and the less spirit you have, the less, like, the smaller the weapon is, it's harder to hit with. I don't know if the damage changes, I don't think it does. But, it's really annoying when that happens. Alright, so Zohar got down to half health, their pants come off, they start flying around the screen, starting to hit us. And also, every so often, they will go to the back of the screen and fire giant lasers down at us. So at this point, the pans in the background. Also, there's some bad timing for the pans to do that. You don't want to get hit by those lasers. There we go. That was a pretty smooth Zohar fight. Alright, so we're coming up on the last boss of the game. Zohar is going to explode into math here.
As one does.
Yeah, math. No math, please. So we have one last chance at a shop here in case, you know, you hadn't died and you still had a lot of money or whatever. We don't need it.
Caution.
Alright, so
power
usually
status
I mash
critical.
text by hitting circle and X at the same time. I'm just gonna press circle here because of that choice there. It doesn't buffer when you're mashing X, so I can, if I choose the left one, I end up on the true end path, and that boss takes longer
Caution.
than
power
this
status
boss.
critical.
You're of no use to
Alright,
me
so this is the
now.
final boss. It's Megiddo again. It's pretty much the same fight as before for the
Helping
first half.
hand. Surprise! Watch
Just...
this.
Oh, is he doing that move? Okay, he's doing that move. The best way to dodge that move is just to launch yourself off the edge of the screen. And then he's gonna come back, and we gotta be careful.
Reflector!
I wasn't careful.
Helping hand. Surprise!
Come on.
Helping hand.
Alright. So this next phase, I'm going to use a special move called Parasite Bomb that uses 100 Spirit to do. And we're just going to hope for good RNG with his attacks.
Enemy power status critical. Field status critical.
Time.
Nice run.
Oof. Just on my time, it's just barely over 40 minutes, but I only hit the, that's very good. I only hit the sub 40 like recently in my runs for this game. And I got a few gold splits on my end, so that's very good. So here we get, I'd like to call this the medium path. This is technically going to be the bad ending, even though the music is all happy. Because, you know, Earth didn't get reverted to the way it used to be, all proper and, you know, humans and everything. But, you know, the future is bright. Isn't that, you know, isn't that fine?
Yeah, I think we did well enough.
Yeah, I think we're okay. Plus, let a little bit of this music play out. It's, you know, listen to it. It's very happy. And look how happy all the characters are. So, yeah, very happy. And I'll just, you know,